Hello, everybody. Listening to the Fair Weather Podcast. It's your boy 2K Suave. I'm here with Mr. Alex Rodriguez. It is a week after the NFL draft. And as you can see, we have two very, very pleased fair weather fans in the building. It looked like both of our teams finally did some smart shit on this past weekend, and we're here for it. We're definitely here for it.
I from Thursday to Saturday.
Wait, before you even go, I'm gonna give you like the soapbox, right? I wanted you to just break down exactly how you felt from Thursday to the end of the draft. Just break down, pick up, like just okay, all right, break it down.
Okay, so I'll give you the rundown of what we're going to talk about in a second, but it started with this is a good pick. I like it. I wanted this, but I'd rather this. Then at 10, I wanted another guy, and I was like, this is still good. This guy's really good. I'm happy. But when we snuck back into the first round and got the guy that the other guy wanted, I was in shock. I didn't believe this. You know, I thought it was all smoke and mirrors. We don't do things like this. We notoriously mess up the draft. And then Saturday, I'm at World of Beer going to hang out with some friends, and I see us trade up to get the best running back in the draft. And they did it. They go watch Rich. You sent me that clip of Rich Eisen. Go watch Rich Eisen's take on it. That's how I felt. Like, these guys are notoriously for doing bad, but we have something to be very, very happy about because this is the best draft class these guys have had in a long time. And then don't forget the tight end that we got too, because he's probably marked the best tight end in the draft as well as what I'm hearing. And he's a New York native from Long Island. So it's just
did you hear his dad?
Yeah.
He's a Jets fan.
You see his workout room? You see the workout room in the garage? They got the freaking hood of a car with the Jets logo on it, man.
But he's an Ohio State guy, you know. I don't really got no love from boys, but you know.
Yeah, I don't. We got two Ohio State boys, and I'm happy, man. I'm very pleased with them because notoriously they're bad at this. Let's be honest. They're bad at it. And I feel like right now we went and addressed 5 major slots with young players that can be pivotal cornerstones for this franchise if we're heading in the right direction. And I feel very, very, very confident with it. When Salah was screaming sauce, I felt like I was right there in the room with him, man.
Bro, I told you about Sauce, bro. That's the guy. Like I got
nothing against Sauce.
Yeah,
I got nothing against.
I know who you wanted. You wanted Kayvon Thibodeau. Trust me. Kayvon Thibodeau is a diva, and he's good. He's gonna be Jadeveon Clowney. He's gonna be on 5 teams in the next 8 years. Okay, and not that Jadeveon Clowney is a bad player, but this New York media and how his personality is, you guys dodge a bullet. Sauce, he look. You got to deal with Tyreek Hill. You got to deal with Jalen Waddle. You got to deal with Devontae.
I don't care anymore.
Stephon Diggs.
I don't care anymore. We went up, and this guy Johnson was falling, and we went and got him. So
you backed it up with that.
And I'm happy with that. All right, so let me give you the rundown before we start talking draft, because we're very, very happy people. So we'll discuss the NFL draft. Obviously, we're obviously happy, as you can see, as our backgrounds. Surprising moments in the drafts, who won draft day, and what players are going to stand out. We'll go over rounds 1 and 2 in the NBA after that, just open dialogue between me and KK. We'll talk about the MLB season, where it's at now. New York teams, LA teams are really, really hot. Yankees have won 11 straight. Let's go for 12 for the sweep tonight. And we'll just talk some surprising players. And then a la the, back and forth chirping, technical fouls, ejections from Draymond Green and Dylan Brooks and the Grizzlies and Warriors players, we decided to make a list of our 5 dirtiest athletes. I did it for ones that I've seen in my lifetime. So that's what I'm going to go off of, that I've seen play. So that'll be our fun segment at the very end. So let's kick things off with the draft. Holy shit, man. I am happy. I am the happiest I've ever been as a Jets fan. I'll tell you that. I've never, ever been more happy in my life. and you'll never ever hear me say this again.
I made it to 2
we're going to
AFC
this
championship games.
Hey, we have. That's the best I might see out of my lifetime, but I can say they were back to back. But holy shit, draft day, it's usually it's a day of like, we got the guy that we needed and wanted, and I'm happy because it's only a first round pick. We had 2 first round picks in this draft, and we ended up with 3 first round picks in this draft. And I'm praying to God that
technically 4.
Technically
because
4.
Breece Hall is a first round pick to me. That is a first round kind of player. So that's technically 4 to me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We drafted very well, and I'm banking on Joe Douglas is on the hot seat. So Joe Douglas is like, I'm pulling the trigger here to see if this works and the shit sticks. And I hope it sticks for our sake. Hope it sticks for his sake. I hope it sticks for Saleh's sake, because I love Saleh and I think he's a good head coach. And I think having all of this youth on the team, like it's a wave of disappointment eclipsed by this. I feel like it's just going to be good. Like I was saying earlier, we've got 4 or 5 good cornerstone pieces to make a great team here if we can keep them on the field healthy and playing at the level that we're expecting them to play at. So I am a happy Jets fan. I will say that. And I know KK you also had a emotional roller coaster through the draft too. So I'll let you share that one too.
All right, so let's go back a few years, right? Let's go back a few years. A few years ago, I wanted there's a lot of receivers in the draft that I wanted, and we drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. That was a failure. Next year, we go and I wanted Justin Jefferson, and we drafted Jalen Reagor over at Justin Jefferson. I'm like, all right, we suck. I'm looking for a new team to support. I don't know what to do. This is terrible. Last year, we get Devontae Smith, and I say, all right, Howie Roseman, I am not going to yell at you for a few years. You got a few years of my good graces until I see you really screw up again, right? Last year, I was very, very happy to get Devontae Smith. You know, I would have loved Jamar Chase as well, but ever since I was watching Alabama play that whole season, Devontae Smith was my favorite player in college football. So we got my favorite player in college football last year, right? And I was like, there's no way they can topple this, right? This year has been one of my more proud moments as an Eagles fan in some time. First round, I know we're deep. I know we got a couple picks. We had 3 picks in the first round initially, traded one out, traded with the Saints, blase, right? And I told you the Saints were going to utilize those 2 picks to find a way to move up. So I figured that's what they were trading with us for, just to see where the draft board kind of lied for them. So we trade up a couple picks because, our guy is falling. I thought our guy was Jameson Williams from Alabama. And then we're at pick 12, and then Detroit trades up right in front of us. I'm like, what the hell does Detroit need? Like, what the hell are they coming up? I'm like, there's no way to draft a new receiver. There's no way to draft a new receiver. They drafted the receiver that I wanted, the one I've been clamoring for months. So, I'm noticeably very depressed, sitting down in the corner, sweating because I've been eating these hot ass wings. Everything was just sad at that moment. I knew we were going to go either Kyle Hamilton or Jordan Davis. I would have been happy. I would have been satisfied with whichever one, right? We went the Jordan Davis route, but I've now left that first round unsatisfied because like they already took the receiver that I want. The next receiver that's available is Treylon Burks, and I don't really think he fits what we need to do in Philadelphia, right? However, somebody told me to check my phone. I said, check my phone. They don't even check my phone. And they said, yo, you might be happy when you see this. So I see what they're talking about. And then I saw AJ Brown, 1K always open on Instagram, is now a Philadelphia Eagle. That was like, I was overcome with joy because the last time we made a trade for a big time receiver was at that time was Alshon Jeffrey. And we made it to the Super Bowl. The time before that was Terrell Owens, and we made it to the Super Bowl. So, like, I know how the Philadelphia Eagles system works. When we go after a big name receiver, we have a chance, right? And with the salary cap that we have, I look at the team, we get Jordan Davis, we get A.J. Brown, then somehow the idiots let Nakobe Dean fall into the third round, and we get him. Cam Jurgens picking the second round. I was cool with it because I know how we are. I'm like, all right, whatever. He's nasty, whatever. And then, we wrap it up with, Kieran Johnson and Grant Kyle, whatever, who was a pretty decent tight end. Then on signed, we got Josh Jobe out of Alabama as a corner, and then we got God, what was his name? 1 second, whatever. Oh, I forgot his name. The dude from Clemson. Anyway, we got 2 undrafted free agents that I'm pretty good with. The Cowboys got worse. The Giants got a little bit better, but they still have Daniel Jones as the quarterback, and the Commanders have Carson Wentz. So I'm feeling very good about where I'm at in the NFC East. Now all the pressure is on Jalen Hurts to make it happen. And if he can't make it happen this year, we have 2 first-round picks next year. And that is what I call a masterclass by Howie Roseman. Because we gave up the 18th pick and a 4th-round pick for A.J. Brown. And then signed him immediately, and now he's ours for 4 years. Masterclass. And we still kept our 2 picks from next year where we can package for a better quarterback or move up to go get one of these young boys that's coming out of the draft. Howie Roseman just taught a masterclass, and he has redeemed himself for the bullshit Jalen Reagor pick and the bullshit J.J. Arcega-Whiteside pick and all the other bullshit that we've done in the last couple of years. But I'm better. And I will say the Jets, the Lions, the Ravens, and the Eagles all, to me, killed it this weekend. All of them killed it this weekend, in my opinion. The Jets, I got to give them the highest grade.
I do.
The Baltimore Ravens, though, that's another masterclass. Like, that's a model A1 organization. So they got Linderbaum, they got Kyle Hamilton, they got Ojabo in the second round. Like, they knocked it out the park. So the Jets, the Ravens, and then the Eagles and the Lions, we can flip a coin. I don't really care. Those to me had the best drafts. I am happy with Fly the Fly.
Oh, bro, I'm ecstatic. I've never been this happy. Like, I think the last happiest I was as a Jets fan was when they took Jamal Adams. I think that was the last happiest I've been. And
Jamal Adams is the reason why I got Garrett Wilson, because he was the pick that they traded for. That's dope.
Garrett Wilson and Elijah Vera Tucker are the reasons why. So, we turned out well. And they're, I mean, nothing on paper yet. We don't know. I mean, they're on paper, it looks good. But we haven't seen what it's done in the field. So,
all right, question.
I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch, but I'm happy that we were able to flip him to get 2 picks that can be set there for a while.
Yeah.
Question, go.
My question for you. Obviously, I know what I'm working with my boy Jalen Hurts. How you feeling about Zachy Will?
Oh, I already told you that I do not have any
with this kind of talent around him now.
I would like to see a better veteran receiver. Like, I would have loved if we could have went and got Debo somehow. That would have been great, but the 49ers are stuck on keeping him.
Yeah.
You're going to have to give up a king's ransom for him. So I understand that. The talent is all very young that's around him. And historically, I mean, except for last year, young talent really doesn't. I don't see Zach Wilson as a Joe Burrow type quarterback. He's too small. I don't think he makes the right plays. I think, he's running for his life a lot. So hopefully a healthy Bektai, Elijah Vera Tucker, Tomlinson there now. This other guy we got will be good on the O-line for him to make him a more accurate thrower. We can see what we can get from him. But I just don't like his decision making. I think he overthrows a lot of players. I think he's inaccurate. I don't think he's the right guy for the job, but he does have a lot of weapons now that look good on paper. Let's see how they play together. So I'm banking on I'm betting on a progressive year for Wilson to take a a step up, not a huge leap, but I'm confident in this offense now. I like the running back that we have. Him and Michael Carter are going to be a 1-2 punch.
That's scary. Yeah, that's scary.
That's good. Michael Carter is like very underrated, and I was amazed that they went and got a running back because I thought they were going to give Michael Carter a good shot at the one, but he's going to definitely be fire and lightning type of thing.
But y'all still got Tevin Coleman.
He's irrelevant.
I'm playing.
Yeah, Breece Hall has hands too, man. He can catch the ball and run.
Yeah,
so
he a dog.
He's a dog for sure. And now we're gonna have Garrett Wilson. We're gonna have Elijah Moore and Davis as our receivers, and the tight end that we drafted. I'm happy, man. I love it. I love it all. I want to see the progression. Do we finish last in division? I think we will, but I just think these are good.
How many wins is a good year for you?
Man, I just want, if you can win 5 games this year, I'll be happy with that.
How much y'all won last year? 3 or 4?
I think 4.
So one more win? Come on, let's get 6.
I want them to go to the. Don't get me wrong. I want them to go to the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah. Well, I know, but like last year, I told you my realistic expectation that I'd be happy was 8 or 9 wins, which is what we got. So I haven't seen your schedule yet, but I mean, what would be? You have talent is there.
On paper, it's there. I can't give those type of grades. I can't give those type of grades. I haven't seen a 10-win season since 2000 and what? 10 or something like that.
9 or 10, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So for me to go from 4 to 10 or 4 to 9 or 4 to 8, that's a jump.
These guys did it.
They did it. It could happen. And I'm the kind of guy that loves to be proved wrong. But my realistic goal for them is 5 or 6 wins. That's my realistic goal there. But I want to see this team. I want these guys to play well. If they lose by field goals, these things can get corrected over time. We know that there's just momentum and there's things that we can correct there. But like if they're getting blown out like 42-3 or 42-12, then we got something that we got to fix. But I love these picks. I love every one of these guys. I'm a happy Jets fan. You know, I want progression. That's what I really want to see.
And are you cool with my dog Joe Douglas now?
I'm happy now. I still don't like him, but like I told you, I feel like this is a panic move for him. This is a panic move because he knows if I can't get it done this year, my ass is gone. I've been here 4 years now, and I've literally scrapped a team that was put together to make a run at things. I pissed everybody off, traded them away. I got picks, and I've made my own team now on my last hoorah. So I need to show that we've got something here with everybody I drafted. So we'll see. I'm not mad at it, but I'm just not a Joe Douglas fan. It took him 4 years to have a good draft.
I always say that a GM and a coach should be rated by how good or bad the quarterback is. Because at the end of the day, your organization or team will be fine if you have a good quarterback. So to me, the hot seat would be right now, Zach Wilson got to do his job. Because this is like the first quarterback that they've had in this regime, right? If they screw up with him, they, to me, should still be allowed, all right, let's go after Bryce Young. Let's go after, one of these young boys that are coming out in the next couple of years. Then if they fail, to me, the team has failed. So to me, Zach Wilson, he's only played 13 games in his career. Let's see how he looks after 20, 25 games, and then we can kind of judge, the decisions. But yeah, I mean, you guys did a good job. Other teams I wanted to look at. We can kind of just run through the first round, kind of just some key ones that I liked. Number one, the first overall pick. So, all right, did the Jags
make it? They were Jacksonville fans. They were Jacksonville in the room with us.
Yeah, they were very silent. They're like, oh, so do you think they made the bad pick, right?
We
don't know. We don't know. Listen. So
we don't. But this is the same thing that happened with Baker Mayfield in the Sam Darnold draft too. I'm not trying to vouch for Sam Darnold, but
Sam Darnold. We talk about that.
I'm really not. I'm not. I'm just going back to that because that whole entire draft, we heard Sam Darnold was the first overall pick. Then we brought in Baker Mayfield for a tryout, and he did great. And so the Browns brought him, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's doing great." So the Lions probably did the same type of thing that we did. We brought in Trayvon Walker.
Hook, line, and sinker.
It is.
Gotcha.
Idiot teams are gonna get fooled. You got.
Bro, so when that first pick went in, right? He walked his stage. The pick was in for the Lions in a matter of like 45 seconds. That was like the quickest. Oh yeah, we know who we getting. And the same thing with y'all when they drafted Derek Stingley Jr. in Houston. Y'all pick was in hella quick. I love it. I think it's funny. Aiden Hutchinson. I thought Sauce would be in Detroit because he's a Detroit kid, but if not Sauce, then it was that. We all had a feeling that Aiden Hutchinson was going to be available at 2, even though we didn't on our mocks. We didn't necessarily put it. You and I were texting like, yo, they've been saying homeboy might go 1, and we were talking on our show last week. Evan Neal's will probably go. Like we knew Aiden Hutchinson would be there in Detroit, and Detroit.
And when we asked the Jacksonville fans that were in the room with us, who do you want? Who did they say? Who are the 2 players?
Well, you got to go Hutch, right?
They said Hutch, and they said, or Evan Neal.
You get the guy who's ready now. Like the guy that they drafted, Walker. It's like, well, he could be good. His ceiling is high. He's explosive in the combine. And Hutchinson he's ready to go get 10 sacks right now. Like right now. He's ready to go headhunting after Ryan Tannehill, after who else is in the South? Homeboy in Houston, I don't remember his damn name. And then Matt, what's his name? Matt Ryan. He's ready to go headhunting. He's Aiden Hutchinson now in Detroit. He's going to deal with Cousins. Justin Fields gets sacked a lot because his offensive line is terrible. And then who else?
Bad man.
And then Aaron. Aaron gonna fool him a couple times, but he wants that challenge. But now it's gonna be homeboy Walker, and I'm like, he might not even have 5 or 6 sacks this year. Period. Like that might be that's a reach. Like I don't. And then Jacksonville's organization, it's like, you can't really trust them like that. Like they're gonna develop. I mean, you can say the same thing for Detroit, but Jacksonville, it's been like a shit show. And I love Doug Peterson, so he got the most out of our O-line and D-line. So hopefully, I don't know whose pick it was, because the coach probably thought one thing, the GM probably thought one thing, and the owner probably said, "Nah, this is my team. This is my team. This guy's gonna put butt in the seats because it's explosive." I'm like, all right, and then that's the culture that they said that they wanted. So, Jacksonville.
It's a head scratcher for me, man. Like you said, like this is what I don't get about teams. When we looked at mock drafts coming right out, he was projected to go dead near last in the first round, maybe day 2 pick. And I mean, the combine is flawed to me. I still don't get why people just say because you had a good combine, like you should be shooting up the draft board. I mean, that's great for your endurance and stuff, but is it gonna translate into a game? Because like cones are supposed to be people. The dummies going back and forth. Can he really block a body that well?
Yeah.
Can he do it against an NFL caliber guy? And when you look at Aiden Hutchinson, I mean, the kid is ready to play. Like he's just an absolute monster. And don't get me wrong, Walker just contributed to a national championship for this team.
Yeah, but the boy on the Eagles line is the reason why.
Exactly. He had a whole team.
For real,
and the guy who was in the midsection.
The guy right behind, and just not to get off topic, but we got the guy, and then the guy behind him in the first and third round. Like, we are SEC right now with Georgia and Alabama players all over the squad, but we got the guy that needed 2 or 3 people to guard him so that N'Kobe Dean can fly in and get sacks and strip fumbles and pick sixes. I love it. But yeah, back to you.
It's a great pick by you. It's a great pick, I think. I think Jordan Davis's ceiling is going to be higher than Trayvon Walker's, in my opinion, to be honest with you.
And what sucks is that Jordan Davis' stats may not even necessarily reflect it. But when you have a guy that requires a double and triple team, everybody on the lines go eat. Everybody, like, look, Aaron Donald, the difference between Aaron Donald and Jordan Davis, that Aaron Donald will get to the quarterback because he's athletic as shit and fast as shit and small. And he can maneuver his way. Jordan Davis is going to cause the Kobe Dean to have 8.5 sacks. He's going to cause Fletcher Cox to get free, Brandon Graham to get free, Josh Sweat. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to make it easier for the other guys to go get busy in the backfield. In the run game, you see how Vita Vea affects the Bucs? They've had the number one run defense in the NFL for the last couple of years because you can't get through Vita Vea. You know what I'm saying? So just that, and that to me is a good comp. Is a Vita Vea bigger than he's bigger than Vita Vea and he's more athletic than him. Crazy.
Jacksonville, like we said, like last year they had a good draft on paper when you look at the 2 first-round picks they had. They got
one didn't play and one got coached by Urban Meyer.
Yeah, one was unfortunate. He got hurt in the preseason. Yeah. But they went to school together, and we're seeing that
seeing that theme. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is the team.
So Arizona got Marquise Brown back over to Arizona. To Kyler Murray.
Yeah, so getting the guys that you play with because there's some type of chemistry there. Be young. Young head coaches get their young players. Hey, I played with this guy in college and we did well.
Yeah,
it works.
But Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown are like best friends. Like Jalen Hurts is the godfather for AJ Brown's kid. Like they close as hell. He laughingly told the GM, "Y'all think we should trade for AJ Brown?" Got it done in a week. That is how you do it. And you see the league like, yo, we got to do it Joe Burrow way. Joe Burrow got his boy, and they made it to the Super Bowl. Now you see how things change when it's like sheep thing. When something works, everyone's gonna follow that trend. Like, and that's just how it is. But you were talking about the combine, how flawed it was, right? And I feel like a person who's a victim to the combine or a victim to whatever right now is Bill Belichick. Because obviously we could talk about the Cam strange ass pick over all the other people that were available. And they traded back to go get like terrible. A guy that would have been there in the second, and no offense to Strange, Dr. Strange. No offense to him. But he would have been. Oh, Doctor Strange come out this weekend, by the way. I gotta go watch that. But he would have been available in the second and third round, and to me, that's a wasted pick. But then to me, something that they fell in love with, Tyquan Thornton, the Baylor wide receiver that they drafted in the second round. You never heard of him in college. He was not anything else productive in college. No one ever talked about him. He was never an award winner, none of that stuff. But he ran a fast-ass 40. And Bill Belichick drafted him over George Pickens, over Sky Moore, over Trey McBride. They don't need a tight end. That would have been a good pick. Like, he drafted him over all these other guys who have better film. And I feel like the combine is taken away for what the actual player did on the field. We all watched the Kobe Dean on the field. That dude is not a third-round pick. That's a top 20 pick. Period.
Period. I don't get it.
But everyone's so in love with this damn combine and how did he test? How big are his hands? Oh, his head size. Oh,
modern slavery, man. It's modern slavery, bro.
I'm like, bro, yeah, shit. Yeah. I'm like, bro, can he play? Can he throw the ball down the field? Can he tackle? Can he read a defense? Like, that's all I care about. I don't give a damn about measurables, and that's the part that start. You can see who drafts for what. Like, look at Houston, right? The reason why y'all have Sauce Gardner is because they saw Derek Stingley's pro day. His pro day was outstanding, but his last 2 years in college football have not been. But Sauce Gardner hasn't given up a touchdown since high school, but his pro day wasn't as good as Stingley Jr. Hence, the Houston gonna do Houston things. Jacksonville, they're gonna do Jacksonville things. All these people that all they do is pay attention to the combine. That's why they suck. And that's why they will always suck. It's sad.
Yeah. So let's turn to first quarterback off the board. Let's talk quarterbacks now. So Kenny Pickett first off the board. Everybody had Malik Willis probably going there, and Kenny Pickett probably going to Carolina.
Go look at my mock. I had him going.
You had it right. You said it too. I forgot he went to Pitt, so he's definitely in the building a lot.
Right, he's literally there.
Yeah. So So Kenny Pickett's first off the board. Do you think that's a good move for Pittsburgh? Is that the right guy? And why does Malik Willis fall so far as he did?
All right. So one thing we know about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, they don't do that rebuilding shit. They are very well-ran organizations. Pittsburgh has had 3 coaches in the last 50 years. Yeah. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. They've been to Super Bowls basically in every decade. Like, there's a reason why these teams are these teams, right? They're going to go – Malik Willis, like, and I've been saying, like, you don't draft somebody high that's a project, in my opinion. You have to draft somebody high that's a proven winner, been there, done that. Did like Mac Jones. Like, he may not have the highest ceiling of all those quarterbacks that were drafted last year.
He's the winner.
But the Patriots needed somebody who was ready to play right now. And that's the same thing I see with Pittsburgh. They needed somebody who could just come in and win right now. Like, remember Ben Roethlisberger, I think his rookie season when he went 15-1. I mean, like, they don't do all that drop off shit. Like, they ready to go ASAP. So
they won the Super Bowl his rookie year, didn't they?
No, they didn't win it his rookie year. That they didn't run in his sophomore or junior year. But he went 15-1 and then lost to the Patriots in that year. Because what's his name? God, I don't remember the quarterback's name. Got hurt, and then he was able to come in, and I was like, damn, this dude Big Ben is crazy. Out of Miami of Ohio, I suppose. But yeah, to me, Kenny Pickett is ready to go. All this bullshit about this hand size thing, really, I'm like, yo, what's wrong with y'all? You nerds have nothing else to talk about, but his hands are not 9 3/4. Huh? Like, shut up. Like, he can throw the damn football, okay? So to me, this is a shrewd, good move by Tomlin and company. And then they got George Pickens in the second round. So another receiver in that offense, to me, he already has pretty, Deontay Johnson is fantastic. The dude from Notre Dame, what's his name? God, what is his name? Whatever his name. God, Notre Dame dude, whatever. Fantastic. Chase Claypool. Outstanding. I mean, he can only one run route, but he's a good receiver. He's going to get better. And then
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson. Fantastic.
And it's a running offense.
And they got Najee Harris. Fantastic running back. Offensive line is getting better. The defense is phenomenal. They don't got time to do that rebuilding project shit like Malik Willis. No offense to Malik Willis, but he is not ready to go win right now. Liberty, he sucked. I mean, he wasn't that great at Liberty, and that's Liberty. So Kenny Pickett, he's ready to go. I think Desmond Ritter's ready to go too. Matt Corral's ready to go. But out of all of them, Kenny Pickett is. I mean, he played 5 years in college. He's ready to. He's ready to go. He's not. Yeah. And then I know they got Mitch Trubisky over there. We're gonna see. If Kenny Pickett can't beat out Mitch Trubisky, that means Mitch Trubisky either got better or Kenny Pickett is not who we thought he was. So we're gonna see. But I like the pick though. I really like the pick. Get somebody.
I like it too. I like it too. That's really why I like it too. How do you feel about, and because the media is blowing it up about Tannehill saying it's not my job to be a mentor towards Malik Willis.
You know who said that last? Ben Roethlisberger.
And Aaron Rodgers too.
Aaron Rodgers didn't necessarily say, I'm not going to be a mentor. Ben Roethlisberger out of his mouth said, yeah, it's not my job to be Mason Rudolph's mentor, basically is what he said. In layman's terms, that's what he said. And Mason Rudolph clearly is not ready to play, right? The difference between Mason Rudolph and Malik Willis, though, is I know they got Malik in the third round, so as a quarterback, you can't be that concerned. But I just literally saw Jalen Hurts do that shit to Carson Wentz. Took his job in the same year that he got drafted. Took his job. And Malik Willis, I remember after that playoff game that they lost to the Bengals, we ask, why did the Titans lose? I said, because Ryan Tannehill's the doofus. And I heard he's talking about they really mess with his mental health, so I feel for him. Because obviously, in his head, he's the reason why they lost. They had 10 sacks. They forced turnovers and still couldn't find a way to win. So that one he had to take it on the chin. Malik Willis is like the media darling in the NFL. Every GM loves him. Every coach loves him. Well, he got drafted in 86, so clearly they didn't love him as much as he thought they did. But he's like the guy that everyone loves. That pressure gonna come in Tennessee. and he got a brand new receiver to throw to, so he don't have that security blanket at AJ Brown anymore. He don't
You
got
got
Julio.
Robert Woods
He don't got
and
Julio and Robert. I mean, Robert Woods coming off of an injury. I mean, he don't really have security players and receiver right now. So if he starts off 1-3 and Derrick Henry is getting, they stacking the box on Derrick Henry because they're not scared of the receivers anymore. Them fans gonna be like, "Yo, what's up with Malik, dog?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with Malik? And I forgot who said it. I think it was Mike Florio who said it. It was David Jeremiah, one of those guys. Their comp for Malik Willis was Steve McNair. Obviously, we know what Steve McNair meant to the Tennessee area. So if it starts looking ugly, they want young Malik in there ASAP. But we'll see. I think if he plays, it'll probably be the last couple of weeks, kind of like they did with what's his face with Patrick Mahomes, where he sat out his whole first year and then he started in the last game of the season. I think they might do something similar with Malik, kind of depending on how the season is looking, because Tennessee is not going to be as good this year as they were last year. I can promise you that. I know they first overall seed in the AFC, but they're not going to be as good as they were. I mean, the AFC has gotten considerably better during this free agency and draft. So don't expect them to be a high team on that list.
No, I don't either. So let's run down draft picks. Let's go by positions. We won't do every defensive position. We'll just do D-line, linebacker, secondary, and we'll run through the spots on offense. Out of all the quarterbacks, who do you think will have the prosperous first season as a rookie?
So who will make an impact faster?
Yeah.
Well, Kenny Pickett for quarterback. I mean,
yeah.
Out of all of them, Matt Corral with the Panthers. Sam Darnold is going to have to be terrible if they let Matt Corral, the third-round pick, start over him. So we'll see what's up with that. Desmond Ridder with the Falcons, I think they're really going to let him sit and let him watch Mariota. So I don't think Ridder or Corral are going to get enough time. Malik Willis, to me, might not get any time at all. Sam Howell, Carson Wentz is terrible, but he's not that terrible. But he does get hurt a lot, so maybe Sam Howell can get in there. But to me, Kenny Pickett is the guy. I mean, they drafted him 20th not to wait a year. To me, he's going to come in. He's going to have running back to hand the ball off to and toss the ball to. He's going to have receivers galore to play with. He's going to have, I mean, he has what he needs to be successful. Because you look at that team last year, I'll watch these Big Ben games. I'm like, bro, if Big Ben had a better arm, they would have been blowing this team out. If Big Ben could get it down the field, they'd be blowing this team out. So Kenny Pickett's going to have to be the guy to me.
I think so, too. I think Pickett or Howell out of North Carolina is going to be the guy because, like you said, Carson Wentz. You don't think
Carson Wentz will win that job?
I think he will, but like you said, he's always hurt. He's always getting hurt for something. So I think Howell's going to have to split some time. Ridder, in my opinion, needs to learn from Mariota because I've always said Mariota just has to be put in the right situation. I don't think he's that bad of a quarterback. And I feel like Ridder plays similar to Mariota. He's a mobile quarterback. So I think Mariota now has a good receiver, a good tight end, and a decent O-line. And they went and got some defense to put around him. So we'll see what can happen there with the Falcons. They can make some noise. I just think it's a weird spot for him. But I think Ridder's going to sit and Malik Willis unless the Titans just implode. And I think getting rid of A.J. Brown is a big X factor.
They screwed up, bro. They screwed up with that one. All they had to do was pay him, man.
That's all you had to do. But hey, you're not mad at that.
But you got to understand, their quarterback's making a lot of money. Their running back will be making a lot of money, and their left tackle is going to be making a lot of money. So, do they have money to pay someone $25 million? Probably not. And Traylon Burks is somebody who they compare AJ Brown to. So we're gonna see how Traylon Burks is. But before we even get to we can kind of get to receivers next if you want to. We want to do receivers next.
Do running back or receiver, whatever.
Let's do receivers next. I want to ask you, since we were talking about Atlanta, before you say who your guy is for receiver, what did you think about that? Your boy, the Drake London pick.
I think it's a good pick. I like the guy. I'm sold on USC receivers, and I'm sold on him. He's big body kid, runs a good route. And I think it's a good pick for Atlanta, West Coast receiver,
Basketball player.
and basketball player too. Yeah, I like it. I got no beef with it. I thought his chain was a little bit, but other than that, I'm happy with it. I think it's a good pick for them. I thought they would have gone the route of Wilson, and I thought we would have gotten, but I'm not mad with either. I like both. But between, I told you who my top three were. I said it was London, Wilson, and Williams. As soon as I saw Williams doing his training, I was like, he's fine. And then a lot was holding on to Wilson's heel. I would have been happy with any one of those receivers. So, but if I had to pick my receiver going in is going to have a big impact, I'm going London. I feel like he's going to get the most targets at receiver. It's going to be him and Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts and him, they're going to be. They be playing bully ball down low in the end zone.
They're
bully ball all day.
Yeah, and then your boy Mariota just going to rush them in. So
the
thing that's going to happen is you're going to see receivers getting touchdowns, because I think that was Julio's biggest frustration, that he was just a decoy towards his tenure in Atlanta and couldn't get touchdowns. But now you've got a more young and athletic player in Drake London who's going to get separation and be able to get those balls in the end zone and make athletic plays. Another guy I have is kind of like a sleeper would be the dude that Kansas City signed in free agency, the Ross kid from Clemson. I feel like he could make
Justin Ross.
I feel like he can make an impact too.
I'm not sure. Oh, hopefully. I mean, for his sake, I do hope so. Because he definitely dealt with a lot after off the rip. He was supposed to be a first round pick because he all his freshman year, and then obviously the injuries and everything happened. But for his sake, I definitely hope that he does ball for Kansas City. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna get you the ball. I mean, they're gonna pass the ball. We know that 50 balls is going out per game. So hopefully he can get it. He got to shine though in the offseason. Got to shine in training camp. He got to really show that he's healthy. That's going to be the big thing. But first, you're talking about what's his name, Drake London's chain. So and then shout out to Saki Diamonds. They got Garrett Wilson hooked up with the little pearl thing. They got your boy Kayvon Thibodeau with a big ass chain. They got N'Kobe Dean, my boy. They got him, looking nice too. So shout out to Saki Diamonds for the diamond. Hopefully y'all can make me a chain, make me a little FW fair weather chain, like Terror Squad. We're gonna be like Terror Squad. We're gonna fair weather. But immediate impact out of this receiving class, I got one and I got a sleeper. So my
sleeper is Ross.
Yeah. I think Garrett Wilson, man. I think Garrett Wilson fits. Well, let me say why. I think he fits what a young quarterback like your boy Zach Wilson needs. He's an elite route runner. He's fast as shit, and he can make a lot of yards after the catch. And Elijah Moore is, that's probably why they got Elijah Moore for, to do the same thing. That's why they got Denzel Mims for, to do the same thing. However, the difference is that, to me, he's a better route runner than those two already. Coming out of college, he's like an Ohio State kid. Because keep in mind, these Ohio State kids, they got pretty decent receivers lately. And that's like Alabama, which is wide receiver U. They're route running university. Garrett Wilson can run them damn routes, just like the boys down there. So I think he's going to be a perfect mesh for what Zach Wilson needs to be successful. He's going to have a season kind of like what Jalen Waddle had last year. He won't be Jamar Chase, but he'll be like Jalen Waddle, in my opinion.
That would be nice, but I feel like, and this is just me really speculating and speaking out right now really quick, is I feel like the Jets receiving core right now, there's too much battle going on there. You got Elijah Moore, you got Corey Davis. Denzel Mims isn't going to factor into this at all. He's probably going to be cut, and that sucks.
Yeah, he's going to be cut.
And then he'll go to the Patriots and ball out. And then we have Braxton Berrios too. So there's a lot of
Braxton Berrios don't get traded.
No, he's not. They just signed him.
Oh, they did? Dang, that's what's up.
Yeah, he got paid. So he's our Swiss Army knife. So we've got a good forward right there that I like. And Garrett Wilson's going to have to prove why he's 10 overall. And what he'll have to do is, in my opinion, leapfrog a good route running receiver in Corey Davis, who you spent money on to go get. And I don't think Corey Davis is going to shy down from that. So
but I think Corey Davis is gonna get the best receiver every game. So Garrett Wilson will be getting your second best. Like, you know how Juju came out with AJ Brown? I mean, AJ Brown, Antonio Brown, and Juju, his stats looked amazing. His first couple of years. That's because Antonio Brown getting all the damn coverage. So to me, Garrett Wilson is like a high volume kind of player as well. So he's gonna get a lot of them balls thrown to him. That's just how I see it.
Okay, we'll see. I want that to happen. I'm not
that's how I see it. But my sleeper, and you were on the right path, but you picked the wrong guy. Kansas City drafted Sky Moore out of Central Michigan. That is exactly what they needed after losing Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? They got Juju, pretty speedy. They got MVS, Valdez Scantling, pretty speedy. Sky Moore in the slot, bro. And then you got Sky Moore in the slot. You got Kelsey in the other slot, or coming off the edge. He's gonna open it up so much for Patrick Mahomes. His last year in college, 95 catches, 1,292 yards, 10 touchdowns. He had 1,300 yards from scrimmage. I mean, to me, he's exactly what Patrick Mahomes needs to be successful. So I think he has the chance this year to be like, bro, how did what's his name, Bill Belichick draft Thornton out of Baylor over Sky Moore? I think it's going to be one of those seasons where he's really kicking himself because he's a dumbass. So he's senile. I'm about to call Coach Belichick a dumbass, but he's senile.
His drafting is very bad. All right, let's go running back. Who do you think out of the running backs is going to have a pan out year?
Immediately, I want to say Breece Hall.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Breece Hall, but I also like Kenneth Walker going to Seattle too.
That's another one because Pete Carroll bum ass. Yeah, I'm not bum ass. See, I don't know why I'm calling people bums today. Pete Carroll. He's also senile. Him and Bill Belichick are old and senile now. Fantastic coaches in their own right, but they're sold on Drew Lock because of Pete Carroll. And they run an archaic offense, which is all run, and then it was let Russ cook. Run, let Russ cook. And now they just go run, and Kenneth Walker going to get a lot of opportunities to run. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll take Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall because, I mean, y'all going to be slashing. Y'all going to be slashing dash back there.
Ooh, Breece Hall, I'm so happy with that. All right, what about the tight end position?
I like my favorite tight end in this draft was Trey McBride.
Yeah, I like him too.
Just out of pure talent, to me, Trey McBride is the best one. And then he's going into an offense. I mean, they could use a tight end, in my opinion.
They got Zach Ertz too, so you're gonna.
Yeah, but they don't have DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 weeks, which we didn't even talk about. How does man get busted for PEDs? The damn injuries are starting to catch up with him, and that's not good because now he's trying to get back quicker. And they could have I think he was trying to get back to the playoff game because, I think we can go win. And he tried to rush it, and he's not appealing anymore. So, 6 games. So, they got Zach Ertz, who's getting old, who's not the same who he was 3 years ago. To me, in that offense, it'll help. They'll run 2 tight end sets with Zach Ertz and Trey McBride. They're going to have speedy Hollywood Brown to take the top off the defense, and McBride and Zach Ertz going to get all that stuff in the middle. So to me, McBride can mess around and have like 8-9 touchdowns this year as a rookie. And to me, that's going to be a situation where the talent is there. So I think, and then shout out to Baltimore because of course they drafted Isaiah Likely. Because, of course, that's what they do. They go get a solid-ass tight end late in the draft. So, to me, Isaiah Likely is not necessarily a sleeper because I don't think he'll get the volume that Trey McBride will get. So.
Yeah, I like the McBride pick for the Cardinals. And our boy, we got Azuma there. We'll see what happens if what
he's solid, bro. He's solid. He won me a
is, and
fantasy
I
game
like
last year.
yeah, I like our pick at tight end. I just want to not give up on a tight end like we historically do.
Yeah,
We
but
haven't
I
been.
don't think he's gonna get the volume like that either. At least not as a
No, I
rookie.
don't. I don't want that. I don't
I'm
want
just
like
talking
a.
about like who's gonna have a more impactful rookie season based on the
Yeah.
situation that they're in.
What about the O lineman?
Uh, I don't really know. I mean, Cam Jerkins as the Eagles. I mean, he's gonna be good for us. Evan Neal. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Charles Cross. I mean, Tyler Linderbaum. That's my answer.
I like that one. That's the
Baltimore,
one I was.
of course. Duh. Because
They needed it.
Baltimore, they're geniuses, and they run the damn football. They need to protect the guy that they want to pay $250 million to. It's going to have to be Tyler Linderbaum. That's my choice.
Mine too. I wasn't even going to fight you on that.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say it. Let's go D line. Who do you think on the D line?
Aiden Hutchinson off the rip. Off the rip. Your boy, your favorite coach in NFL, talk about biting kneecaps. He's gonna be like, "Oh, go get the damn quarterback." He's gonna have that old school coaching mentality. Aiden Hutchinson will run through a brick wall for that type of a coach. Trust me, that's what Harbaugh did to him. He's aggressive and bite the kneecap. So yeah, he's gonna have 10 sacks rookie year, 9.5, 10 sacks.
I think he will too. I think he's going to be the most explosive player coming off the line. I also like Jordan Davis a lot. I'm sold.
He's not going to have sacks, but he's going to make an impact for sure.
He's going to make it. That's what I'm saying. Impact. I don't care if you fill up the stats.
Vita Vea impact, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And look what's done for Vita Vea. He's got a ring and he's gone to pro.
He got paid. He got paid.
All right, let's go linebacking core. Who do you think out of the linebackers is going to be that guy?
I'm gonna let you go first on this one. I want to think about.
Bro, I'm gonna say value pick on this one, man. I'm not. I mean, who got Lloyd? Who got Devin Lloyd again? Was it San Diego that got Devin Lloyd?
Was it San Diego? I don't remember who got him actually.
Can't remember because
that's the Utah kid, right?
Yeah,
Why is everybody so high on him?
I don't get that. You know who I like? I like both of the Georgia linebackers, Nakobe Dean and
you like Quay Walker?
Yeah, I like.
Why, out of nowhere, everyone got high on him too.
Oh, Jacksonville got Devin Lloyd. That's
right. Yeah, that's right.
Traded up again. Yeah, I like Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, bro. I like them both. I think they're both going to have good years because they were dogs during that championship game.
Yeah, I gotta say Nakobe because
third round, bro.
Because not only did we got him in the third round, but the fact that he's behind Jordan Davis again. All right. One thing that Howie Roseman does well, and I would never fault him for this, he's a great offensive line and defensive line builder. I mean, we got Jordan Mailata, our starting left tackle, from the 7th round. He's a great offensive line and defensive line guy. So Alex Singleton had a pretty good year last year, and a very surprisingly good year last year. And that's going to be the role that we're going to have Nakobe Dean in. And he's behind this phenomenal defensive line. Brandon Graham's going to be back. Fletcher Cox is going to be back. Jordan Davis, like I said, Josh Sweat, Vernon Hargrave. We have and Milton Williams, who we got last year. We have a solid D-line. Any linebacker is going to have 100 tackles if they try in our defense. It's just there for him. And he's athletic. I have a video I'm gonna post probably tomorrow of him taking a pick back to the crib playing against the University of Florida. The dude is fast as shit. He's smart. You know this dude's like an electrical engineer major. Did you know that? The dude is a genius. So we got and to play linebacker in NFL, you have to be smart because you got to see all the shit. You're the quarterback of the defense, and the dude is a damn genius. And as long as he's healthy, he go kill it for us in Philadelphia. Shout out to Nakobe Dean and shout out to the Saki Diamonds for hooking him up with jewelry. We outside.
Shout out to Saki Diamonds. We're not sponsored by these boys.
I'm gonna get my FW chains coming.
All right, who in the secondary?
Sauce and Sauce and Kyle Hamilton. Oh my guys. Kyle Hamilton in Baltimore play Air Reed role, bro. He gonna ball in Baltimore. But Sauce, he wants to smoke. I like cornerbacks who want Darrell Reeves wanted to smoke. You know what I mean? Like You want cornerbacks like, yo, bring them to me. So yeah, sauce. He got the sauce. Too much.
Revis already gave his endorsement, man, and I'm happy for that. I love it. And he was walking around with the chain with the little sauce. Someday you don't know what's inside. Sometimes it's barbecue sauce, sometimes it's sweet and tangy. Could be hot sauce one day. You never know what you're gonna get in the sauce. Just get lost in it.
It's like Revis Island. You remember how cool like that shit was? That shit, dog. You know how I tweeted it last week.
Marketable.
He's $100 million man off the rip. You know how like when LeBron came out of high school, Nike gave him a $90 million contract off the rip. Sauce in New York, bruh. Sauce in New York City. He gonna be at the Met Gala. He's the most he's throwing out the first pitch for the Mets. I guarantee you in the next month.
He's throwing out for the Yankees first before the Mets.
Either way, in the first month, he's throwing out somebody first pitch. He's $100 million. That dude, I want him to be so successful. I'm so glad he's in the AFC. And most importantly, I'm glad he's on your team. So I ain't gotta, he's not playing for the Bucks or something like that. I'd be pissed.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a Sauce jersey. That
was gonna be my question to you. Which jersey you getting first? I'm like, it's gotta be Sauce.
I'm getting Sauce first. I'm definitely getting Sauce. I'm definitely I'm hyped for Sauce. I wonder what number he's gonna wear. I'm curious.
I think 4. No, what did he wear in college? 8, 4?
I don't remember. I couldn't tell you.
I'm asking my statistician. He wore number 1. Oh, he wore number 1. He better wear number 1. Sauce.
I'll be okay with it, man. I'll be happy with Sauce wearing that. But yeah, I think Sauce, and I think where Kyle Hamilton landed, that's going to be a good spot for him too. I also like where the boy from Michigan went.
Daxton Hill.
Yeah.
More than Kyle Hamilton?
No, I said I also like, not more than. I think where Kyle Hamilton landed, no reason for Kyle Hamilton to fall that far. There was no reason for that. And I think that's a great pick for them right there.
That's a Baltimore Raven pick. But Daxton's with Cincinnati. And I always say, watch the last game that they played. What could they have done to have won? They already addressed one of those, which get the offensive line. The last one was stop. Somebody had to go stop. What's his name? Not Cole Beasley. Cooper Kupp from scoring. Somebody had to go step up and make a play. Daxton Hill, he was nice for us at University of Michigan, go blue. He was nice for us. So they addressed the offensive line. They said, all right, next, we address our secondary. Somebody got to cover Eli Apple's bum ass. That one I'm not retracting. I'm not retracting that one.
No, he's bad, and it shows.
He gave up multiple touchdowns in the Super Bowl to different players. Trash.
Yeah.
Different players. They said, my turn. My turn.
Yeah. Exactly. Eli's covering me. Throw it my way, please.
I'll be in a huddle. I'm like, oh, you see this one? I'm like, yeah, no, it's easy.
All right, let's transition. Let's go away from football. Let's talk basketball now.
Well, can we just put a bow? I want in one word. How do you describe everything from Super Bowl, the end of the Super Bowl, to the Sunday night? How would you describe this offseason in one word?
For me?
Yeah.
Orgasmic, bro. Orgasmic. I've never seen this happen in my team ever. This is not fair. This is stuff that happens to teams that have a losing season and then rebuild and become good for the next 10 years. So this looks great. This looks great, and it's like
it looks like Mark Sanchez. You remember Mark Sanchez was an average quarterback. He got y'all to 2 AFC quarterbacks. Championship game. So as long as Zach Wilson is just average, he can get to you. He can. Y'all team is built.
My only core with the Jets is they give up too quick, and I thought Mark Sanchez was fine. They took everything away. Yeah, that was. What are you going to call it? Okay, but at the end of the day, they took everything away from him. They took his receivers away. They took his running backs away. They took everything away, and Sean Green was gone. LaDainian Tomlinson was at his end. Braylon Edwards was gone. Santonio Holmes, he checked out a long time.
Yeah, he checked out after that ring. He's like, bro, I'm good.
He checked out. So it's just, they got rid of Dustin Keller. Everything was gone. And they took away the defense. They traded Revis in the offseason when he's out jet skiing. It don't make no sense. So New York Jets, like if anybody that's intact with them, if you're listening to this, please just give some time. Don't give a 3-year minimum and give up on these boys because they're household names. They're going to be household names. They're going to be household names. They're comparing Breece Hall to Jonathan Taylor already.
Bro,
and Jonathan Taylor ain't even been in the league that long.
That's scary. Hey, Jonathan Taylor's like that. So if they get that kind of comparison, that's scary. That's scary. Yeah. And my word, this has been my Warriors roller coaster. I mean, not even with the Eagles, just the whole offseason. Quarterback demanding out, wide receivers wanting money, running backs not getting paid. Zeke is doing this and Dak is doing. It's been a roller coaster all year, and it all. You know how the end of the roller coaster where it stops, and you're like, wow, what a ride, right? After you stop, you're like, damn, that was crazy.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again,
right? After we got Jordan Davis, AJ Brown, Cam Drake, the Kobe D, all the boys that we got, we missed on Tyrann Mathieu, who's about to wreak havoc on the NFC South. Bucks fans, he about to wreak havoc. Anyway, we missed out on that, but we gonna make up for it. So the ride is over, roller coaster. Whew. Now we're just waiting to see where the hell Baker Mayfield ends up, and and if RG3 can come back and get a job, because apparently he wants to come back to the NFL. Maybe somebody will give Colin Kaepernick a job. We'll see. Those are the only things that can make this offseason even crazier is if Colin Kaepernick gets a job in the NFL again.
Exactly. All right, let's go talk NBA. So the first round of the playoffs is done. I told you I was not scared of Minnesota. I told you.
How many games did I say it was gonna go?
6 games.
I told you 6. I told you talent-wise, Minnesota was fine. They just idiots. That's all it was, is that they're idiots.
That's why I told you I'm not scared.
But that's why I said 6, because
you know
how a bad clock is wrong, is right. A dead clock is right twice a day. A dumbass team will win twice a day. That's just how it is. Twice in the series.
Even a garbage can gets a steak, right?
Even a garbage can, bro. So it'd be like that. So but 6 games. But first round kind of went chalk. And kind of, no upsets. Brooklyn necessarily wasn't an upset. Like everything kind of went how it was supposed to go.
I don't want to stick on Brooklyn. We talked about them last week. They're bum ass. I can't stand them, but I mean, everybody had them going to the finals. A lot of people picked them to go to the finals and
to play the Lakers.
Yeah,
they were both. They were playing street ball in Cancun for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And Paul George is like, "Can I play too?"
Paul George is like, "Yo, let me get in on this. I'm from LA too." Shit.
But yeah, the first round, like I think we predicted all of those that were going to advance. I thought Utah would have more fight in them, but now we're seeing there may be a little rift there. But
there's not no rift; they just suck.
No, but there was,
I know with Rudy and them, with Rudy and Donovan.
Rudy,
he's out of line. He's out of line. If that report is real, he's way out of line, bro. I mean, it's Donovan Mitchell, bro.
And I think Donovan Mitchell's just like, I've give everything I can. I want to go somewhere where I can get paid. And
he need to go to New York.
Yeah. So I'm praying he does that. But I thought when they constructed this roster, I thought it was going to be a lot better and match up better with Dallas without Porzingis. But I was wrong. I'll take it.
You know what my problem was with their lineup? They have Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson, and Mike Conley. Like, one of those guys should have been a better wing defender, or a better big man who could come out and guard Kleber.
What was the problem that they did?
They couldn't guard Kleber because Rudy Gobert couldn't.
Who did they get rid of? Who I've always said
Bogdanovich?
No, Joe Ingles.
Oh yeah, my bad. Wrong guy. Yeah, Joe Ingles is a scrappy dude. And what did they get back for that? I don't even remember. But to me, the series was lost because Rudy Gobert can only block shots. He's the worst defensive player of the year, yet he gets yammed on every 5 games. Somebody is coming to posterize Rudy Gobert every 5 games. I got video clips that I made to prove that. All he wants to do is get dunked on. And somehow he's won multiple defensive players in the year and he's getting paid $200 million to be trash. Because Maxi Kleber hit like 80% of his 3-pointers in the first round because Rudy Gobert can't come out and play defense on the corner three. So my problem that I've had with Utah is that since they had John Stockton and Karl Malone and Hornacek and them forever, they are the most disappointing good team in the history of sports. Like they've always had a good team. We talked about it last week when they had Boozer in them, when they had whomever, they always had a Darren Williams. They've always had a solid team. But when it comes to the clutch, to the big time, Luka Doncic gonna get him. Michael Jordan gonna kill him. Anyway, who y'all want? Kobe Bryant gonna kill him. Like Carmelo Anthony gonna kill him. Like it didn't matter. Like when they gotta play a real talent, you wasting their time. You wasting our time, Utah. So I picked Utah to win as well because I didn't know if Luka was gonna be able to play. Luka came back and was giving them buckets. He was toying with them with a messed up Achilles. You know how embarrassing that is. So yeah, shout out to Dallas for winning that one. And I also did tell you, Dallas will be fine if Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie ball, and they balled their ass off. And then I didn't think, bro, Jordan Clarkson don't be playing no defense. Donovan Mitchell don't be playing no defense. Like they don't play defense. Mike Conley's old. He can't sit in the chair and play defense anymore. So to me, it's like they got ran through by the guards. And then the Cleaver in the corner making an easy three. So that one went, but not to be long-winded or whatever, but my biggest disappointment was Doc Rivers because he left Joel Embiid in the game, closeout game. We were up 20 plus. There's 3 minutes on the clock, and he's still in the game for whatever damn reason. And gets elbowed in the face by Pascal Siakam, and now our season is in jeopardy. As we're speaking right now, we're on a 9-0 run. We're playing against the Miami Heat. We're down 5 points before halftime. If we lose this game, no matter what, Embiid comes back game 3, don't matter. We're out of this series because we're not built to beat the Miami Heat 4 out of 5 games. So to me, that was the biggest like Brooklyn, whatever. That's whatever. Boston's a good basketball team, okay? We can accept that. We're going to underachieve again. Doc Rivers is going to underachieve again because that was a coaching error, leaving Joel Embiid in the game with 3 minutes to go. You're up 25 points. Like, that was a boneheaded move. And the fact that he admitted it, he was like, yeah, I was going to take him on the next possession. That means you even were conscious about it, and you still left him in. You know Toronto is trying to fight and everything they can do to get back into that game. You don't leave your star player in with 3 minutes to go, up 25 points. It's foolish. So, to me, Doc Rivers had the most disappointing first round. Even more so than Brooklyn. Because I didn't think Brooklyn really. We can say what we want. I think we talk about Brooklyn. We can say what we want about Brooklyn. We knew deep down the boys can't play defense. They can score with anybody, but we knew when it came down to who's going to guard Giannis if they got to Giannis. They couldn't even guard Jason Tatum. Giannis would have given him 50 every night. So
let's not. We did the Brooklyn talk already.
Yeah.
So I think every game that went in the first round, we had the teams that said advance. I think Utah one was the only one we were kind of like back and forth on because we didn't know the health of Doncic. So let's go second round. So first game of Bucks, and we were 2 games in now to Bucks and Celtics, and we saw 2 different games. We saw a dominant Bucks game 1, and then we saw a very, very dominant game from Jaylen Brown on game 2. So I think this is gonna, for me, this is the best series for me. This one and Golden State and Memphis. I think these are the 2 that are going to be very, very exciting to watch. Because both Boston's hungry. Boston's very hungry, and they play well.
They're not young no more.
But freaking the Bucks are the defending champions, so they're not going to go down quiet either. I mean, I know you have no Chris Middleton, but Giannis has the same move: drive to the paint and just blow through everybody, man, like a halfback. I think Sammy and Vic sent me
like a fullback.
Sammy and Vic sent me a clip of it, and I was like, "Yep, that's basically it. He's that dominant." But Jason Tatum is no hiccups. He's still playing well. I mean, Jaylen Brown definitely had the better game, but you can definitely say that Jason Tatum also had a great basketball game last night too. So
yeah,
I think I'm going 7 games on this, man. I don't
it
think
has to go 7. Yeah, this one has to go 7.
This is to me, this is like the Eastern Conference Finals. This is Hearns versus Hagler right here for me. Blow for blow, good basketball. It's gonna be great. And I'll be the first to say I'm not a Celtics fan. I hate the Celtics, but goddamn, I'm a Jason Tatum fan now. I really am. I'm a huge Jason Tatum fan. So the kid plays beautiful basketball. So I truly don't care who wins this. Whoever wins,
I want Giannis to go back to back for the love of Nigeria, for my boy. I want to justify that. I've been saying it. He's the best player in the NBA now. I said it last year after he put that 50 piece on Phoenix to close them out, made all them damn free throws. I'm like, that's the best player in the world, and I want to justify my opinion by him going back to back to prove that I know what the hell I was talking about. But the funny thing about this whole situation is that, you said that we watched 2 different games between game 1 and game 2. Believe it or not, to me, we watched the same exact game because Boston's plan in game 1 was we have to neutralize Ben Simmons, right? And in my opinion, they did a pretty good job neutralizing him. I know he had a triple-double. But he was 9 of 25 from the field.
Ben Simmons, you mean Giannis?
Giannis. I said Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
Wow. That's how bad he shot. He shot like damn Ben Simmons. But Giannis, the whole situation was I got to stop Giannis from beating us. He had a triple-double, but he went 9 for 25 from the field, right?
Yeah.
However, to me, why I say you watched the same as that game was he still struggled from the field in game 2. The only difference is that Boston in game 1 went 18 for 50 from 3, and in game 2 they went. Hold on, in game 2 they went 20 of 43. Right, they were more efficient from the field. They didn't have to, everything just looked better. You know what I mean? So I think Boston should be feeling good about themselves. They obviously lost home court advantage, but what they're doing against Giannis to me is fine. And without Chris Middleton, we went 11 for 27 in this game. That's a lot of shots to make only 28 points. 27 shots, 28 points. That's not a good ratio. But I think Chris Middleton is going to really hurt because they need another scorer. And I know Grayson Allen is decent, and Bobby Portis is going to get his, and Wesley Matthews is starting to get more minutes because of all of this. They're going to be they're okay, but Chris Middleton he's a dagger, fourth quarter closer. He's going to hit you 35 points, and he's going to hit you 18 points in the fourth quarter. They don't have that anymore. So all this bully ball that Giannis is playing, it's only going to work for so long. But sorry to change the subject, but damn, Miami got Victor Oladipo on a discount. He killing us right now. Oh, they got Oladipo on a discount, bro. It's like an embarrassment of riches.
Let's transition to that. Philly and Miami.
There's nothing to talk about, bro. Miami gonna beat us in 5.
I think Philly's got at least 1 or 2 in there for them.
You see what the issue is, right?
Yeah,
give me 2 issues. What you think is wrong with the Sixers right now? Give me 2.
It's obviously Embiid is the biggest one with the orbital fracture, and then James Harden doesn't know what Rose wants to do.
Exactly.
James Harden. I listen to Stephen A. and go all about it today. Like, he doesn't know the role that he needs to be. Like, does he want to be a facilitator or does he want to be dominant scorer? Because all those teams that he played with, he was the main focal point. Now you have the opportunity to be the focal point. You got the opportunity to be the focal point, but you can't be it because you're thinking about facilitating. So you have to understand what type of player you are.
You know why he's thinking about facilitating? Because he can't get past the defender anymore. He can't play. Back in the day, one-on-one, it's over. If you don't come crowd the paint, he gonna step back and shoot the 3. He don't even step back like he used to anymore. He's a step slower. He can't get past you. His step back is not he doesn't have that quick trigger in the step back no more. He doesn't. No one's scared of him anymore. And when you take Embiid out of the equation, we have no players on the floor that are like, oh my God, I'm scared he's gonna kill us. Tyrese Maxey's a kid still. Like, Tobias Harris getting paid all this money. He's not.
You saw Maxey not even want to sit next to him on the bench the other
No. That was the coach called him over. Everyone's so damn. Stop it. Stop trying to create narratives in Philadelphia. We already dealt with Ben Simmons.
I'm
We
just
already
trying to
dealt
get
with Ben
blood
Simmons
boiled.
this last couple
I'm
years.
trying to get some blood
We
boiling.
already dealt with Carson Wentz.
No, it's unfortunate. I mean, the Heat. It's fortunate for the Heat because they're all healthy minus Kyle Lowry,
Yeah.
and they're showing them they got Strus. Who the fuck is Strus?
Who the hell is Strus?
He's doing good.
Now they got Oladipo on a discount. Tyler Hero, he was 6th man of the year, right? Deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
He's bro. Tyler Hero is a dog, bro. Like he's Jack Harlow of basketball right now. He's a dog.
If Embiid was healthy, man, I'd give it a 6-game series in favor of Miami. But
yeah, it's Embiid, bro. He's gonna have to play with this big ass Batman mask on. He gonna be fogging up in the eyes and shit. James
Harden has to come alive, and I'm praying for Philly that happens because that's what you wanted to get. You want to get that because when he went to Brooklyn, that's where it all changed. He had to play a different role there, and he couldn't be the main guy. He had to share and distribute with other guys, and I think that's what.
I think no, honestly, when you don't keep your body right as a professional athlete, those are the ones that fall off a cliff. You know, like LeBron's decline is going to be steady decline because he's kept his body right and evolved his game. James Harden comes into the season 15 pounds overweight all the time. Like that's eventually good, and that's why he keeps having hamstring issues. And now he's not as fast anymore because he be drinking Hennessy or tequila with what's his name, with Lil Baby in Paris. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of James Harden. I had a feeling that he's not the same player anymore. I thought it would unlock Tyrese Maxey to be more aggressive, but let's face it, Miami has a dynamic defense, just like Boston does. And we're getting back to the days in which I've been trying to get back to. Defense in the NBA should be the most important thing. Defense wins championship. I'm always like, if I ever got into coaching, I'd want to be a defensive coordinator, whether it's football, basketball, it doesn't matter. Because to me, Boston, best defense, Miami, the best defense, they're going to win their series, in my opinion. Look at the West. Memphis had a very good defense this year. Phoenix has had a very good defense. To me, those are the ones that are going to win the series. So we're going to see.
Yeah, James Harden, and I don't want to compare it to, but he's a wolf in sheep's clothes, man. That's what sucks. And
that's not even offensive. That is the fact. That is what it is. It's just he's the name, like the name. He's just the name. You know, like people are like, oh, I got a Mercedes, but it's like a 1984 Mercedes with like 306,000 miles, and the wheels kind of falling off. But it's a Mercedes. It's the same thing. Harden is the Mercedes, but he needs a couple oil changes and engine replacement.
All right, let's go. Let's go to Golden State and Memphis, man.
Isn't that one fun?
Is so fun. And I sent you in the text, man. Team Moran is greater than LeVar Ball. I'm sorry, he's great.
I will keep it real. I know his antics are crazy, but LeVar Ball got his players paid. He got Lonzo money, bread, commercials. LaMelo's doing commercials for 18. Like, his antics got his kids paid. So I wouldn't say he's greater than him. I think LeVar did a damn good job with his kids. I think John Moran's dad, damn good job. Del Curry, damn good job.
I'm just saying in the media aspect of things. I love T and his shit talking and
wouldn't you want to see LeVar Ball on the sideline talking to Morant? That would be crazy. That would be like a fun, bro. I would want to be a fly on that wall.
But T goes out and finds all the dads and takes a picture with every dad at the games, man. Yeah. That's just entertaining to me. So, but let's get away from the dad talk. I think, this is just like Milwaukee and Boston for me, man. This is fun and electrifying. And my only discrepancy is, I have a few, like the hard fouls in this game. I get it. It's playoff basketball.
Okay. Were they dirty in your opinion?
I don't think Draymond's was, only for the fact that when he did it, he went to help the guy and try and pick him up as he was falling. I didn't think that one. And Dylan Brooks went back to try and pick homeboy up, but then he walked away very suddenly. So that was a little bit sketch to me. But come on, man, that was a huge block over the head. I mean, there's momentum. And then Peyton, the way he fell didn't really help himself. That
he did not help himself at all. Yeah,
he definitely hyperextended or broke his elbow or something.
I've played a lot of basketball in my life. You learn how to fall at a young age so you don't hurt yourself even more. That's something that is taught to you. Like, yo, and like, you know, the time Dwayne Wade and Allen Iverson fell, it added up to all the other injuries, but like they weren't breaking shit. They were never breaking shit.
No, the one I have more problems with is the Dylan Brooks one, because that's one, it's right out the gates.
Yeah, it was really.
You're going swinging for the fences.
But you've played sports in your life. You know when it's on, that was a high intense. Like, bro, Draymond Green had stitches in his eye, and what's his name? Gary Payton Jr. or the third, or whatever it is. I don't remember. Broke his elbow all within the first 5 minutes of the game. Why? Because Memphis, a young, scrappy team, is down 1-0 to Steph Curry, and they wanted that shit. And you know when you about to play Plant High School, and it's like game 2 of like a 3-game series between y'all, and y'all just fell to Plant in the first one. You want that shit, like.
Oh yeah.
If someone throws a pitch too close to your face, you might go charge. You might go charge right away because the intensity is really high. So I understand. I don't want to say I defend Dylan Brooks, but I understand where his heart and his mind was at. I mean, he was in kill mode. I mean, and unfortunately, he whacked the guy on the head. It was, I would say that was dirty, but Gary Payton definitely didn't help himself. And I think that, obviously they're trying to, do a better job with the head injuries and everything in sports. So I understand why that's going to be something that you get tossed for. Even if he didn't break his elbow, I understand why he got tossed for that. Because if Draymond Green getting tossed for pulling somebody down by their jersey, a clear club to the head is going to get somebody ejected for the game. I just hope he doesn't get suspended, honestly, because Desmond Bain has not been playing that well because of his back. Nope. And then Steven Adams has COVID, so he can't play. So I'm like, I don't know. I want them to be at as much full strength as possible to deal with this Golden State team. But I really want I really want John Morant to get to the finals. Him and Luka out of the West, I really want one of those two to get to the finals. So they got to get past these guys to do that.
I've always hated the Warriors, bro. I've always hated them. And I think I hated them.
You didn't like that 07 We Believe team with Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes?
No. I mean like this Steph era.
Oh, okay. This era. Okay.
This Steph era Warriors.
Run TMC back in the
day. I like those Warriors.
Yeah.
Even back to Latrell Sprewell and Joe Smith and all of that.
Yeah, Latrell.
But all I can say is I am a huge Jordan Poole fan. I've never seen somebody finish the ball and just get in there so smooth the way he does.
And that's that Go Michigan. That's that Go Blue right there.
And he's on my list of top 25 on the cover.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, is he still in your top 10?
Still is, bro. Yeah. Like I know he was coming on all season. He just starting to get more time now. But I mean, it's the Splash Brothers and the new edition swimming pool. So I love it. And I'm like a new bandwagon Warriors. I want the Warriors to win this. Like Ja's got a lot of time still.
Well,
I don't know. I
don't want to see it. I don't give a damn.
I know, and I don't know why, but I've learned. I like seeing, like, I don't have to see Steph go against LeBron. I guess that's why I just not dislike them now. But I like Steph Curry. I think he's a good player. I like the way he plays.
He's a good little cocky ass player. That's why John Morant gonna put 50 on his ass next game. and Pat Bev, don't put out no tweets, bro. Pat gotta stay out of this one. You gotta stay out of this one, dog. You got
enjoy the margaritas.
Bro, mind your business, bro. Like for real, go drink your margaritas and shit in Cancun. It's beautiful down there, right? This time of year.
Exactly.
Let this shit go.
But I'm really like I could care less who goes. I'd rather the Warriors go, but all I'll say is I'm a huge John Morant fan too. Like John Morant is the new face of the NBA. I don't care what
that is my bro. You know I told you. Allen Iverson is my favorite basketball player. Over LeBron, Allen Iverson is my favorite basketball of all time, player of all time, because of the impact that he had on me as a kid. I was like, bro, if this dude can play in the NBA, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to be as tall as Michael Jordan. I'm not going to be as big as Shaq. But damn, if Allen Iverson, small ass, can go amongst these trees and carry my favorite, what became my favorite basketball team to the finals, and then step over Derek Fisher like he did, hit him with 48 in game one, I was like, bro, that is my guy. So fast forward 20 years, and I'm seeing it again. And I tweeted, I said, look, if I was a kid, like 8 years old, and I didn't have a basketball team yet, kind of like how it was when I was 8. I like the Knicks one day, the Heat one day, the Bulls one day, the Pistons one day. I bounced around everywhere. But if I during Steph Curry's reign of MVPs and championships, little 8 and 9 year olds all wanted to be Steph Curry. Hence why you see a bunch of Trae Youngs and all these young guys who could just shoot from everywhere all wanted to be Steph Curry. But keep in mind, that was 8 years ago, right? Now, to me, Ja Morant to do you want to be like. Like, he's so flashy. He got swag. His dad is cool. He hit the little gritty every now and then. Like, that team is a fun team to cheer for. I mean, they got a lot of young guns. They play well. You all, as a basketball fan and as a football fan, baseball fan, you support the team that plays with energy. That's like, they make it cool to watch the sport. Because I forgot, I think I heard DC Young Fly said it on Shannon Sharp's podcast. He said, like, he said it, like, he likes to come to the arena to watch players that want to put on the show. Because sometimes you have to be the basketball player and you got to just play basketball. But at the end of the day, there's 22,000 people there to see you put on a show. They want to see you dunk on somebody. They want to see you, do some loop-de-loop, cross somebody over. And Ja Morant's that guy.
To sum everything up, what you're talking about is the same thing they talked about this morning, prime time talent. That's what you're going to get out of Ja Morant. There's other players out there that are like that. Like Tim Duncan was another one. He was a great player, but he was just, I'm
not paying $80 to go watch him play. I'm sorry.
Exactly. But he wasn't prime time talent like some of Ja's going to. Ja at any point can just take off.
Yeah.
Ja can take off. So, yeah, man, I got it. I'm not going to say 7 games. I'm going to say 6.
Golden State 6. They should. Real talk, they should. Because they're and Draymond said it. They're young. Like, that team does not, like, how we talk about Cincinnati, and that's the thing. Because I compared it could be like Cincinnati. I'm like, bro, they might be so young and dumb they don't realize how good they are.
I'm such a Draymond Green fan too, bro. I love him.
I would, yeah.
He reminds me of Charles Oakley so much. Like, that's the same player I see out of him. Just not as big as
Oak was crazy though. Oak will beat. I've heard Oak stories. Oak was a lot crazier than Draymond Green. I said Draymond Green was more like Charles Barkley to me. Oak will fight your mama, fight anybody. Like, Oakley was crazy.
Yeah. So, other question I had. Obviously, Draymond goes to the locker room and flips off the fans. It seems to be the current thing throughout the playoffs.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Same thing? Feel okay with it?
Am I okay with him flipping off the fans?
Yeah.
I mean, he's laughing. They're laughing at him for getting injured.
Yeah.
And I know they're gonna say, well, kids watching, they shouldn't be seeing this, and this is a bad look for the league. If I'm bleeding from my eye and y'all are cheering for my blood, y'all gonna get a finger. And I always look at it from the other aspect. You know how, like, we got on Kyrie for how he flipped off the fans, and I'm like comparing, like, you don't have, like, LeBron, when somebody in the stand picks him off, he doesn't have to flick him off back. He gonna drop 20 in the fourth quarter.
You just dunk on your favorite player,
and then he'll look at you as he's coming back to court. To me, there's more subtle ways to do it. I'm not going to say Draymond was wrong, but he could back it up with his play. He could block your favorite player's shot in the clutch and then stare at the person that booed him.
Yeah, and the other narrative I was going to give on that was Kyrie during Ramadan at the same time. Like, come on, you're supposed to be humble at this point. I'm not trying to say that, if there was better. All the transition I was going to try and say is if you watch First Take, JJ Redick is the man. His comparison on everything was very great.
Woo!
And that was great. You can look at my Twitter story. I retweeted it, and that's the narrative you should come at it looking at it like this. Don't compare us to this Fox News bullshit
or the fucking, shut up and dribble stuff. Like at the end of the day, these are human beings, okay?
And people forget that. They really do.
Mhm.
They really just see him as player number 8, player number 23.
You boo a man when he's at the free throw line. You boo a man when he gives a hard block.
Exactly.
You boo a man when there's a dirty play. You boo a man, yeah, exactly. When a man is like bleeding and cut under his eye and has to go get stitches, you don't boo a man then. I'm sorry. That was low class on the
Eagles boo for Michael Irvin when he had a concussion laid out on the field. And I don't appreciate that.
It's competitiveness. It's competitive. Yeah. I get it, but it's also the narrative of people too. And I'm not trying to say go soft. Of course, root for your team in the playoffs. Memphis brought the house down yesterday for sure. They were yeah. So I'm happy for them, but I still got Warriors. I got Warriors in 6. That's what I'm gonna go.
I want Memphis, bro. I want Memphis in 7. If Warriors don't win game 6, I got Memphis in the closeout game 7 in the grind factory. My boy John Morant gonna hit you with a 50-piece. Wow.
I love me some Ja too, man. All right, let's go to the last one. Let's go Dallas and Phoenix. How do you see that? Because I love Luka Magic, but I feel like Phoenix is
he can't do it by himself. And that's gonna be the reason why they don't win, because he needs to go LeBron 07 on him. You know what I mean? Like Detroit, we hit him with 25 straight points, 29 out of the last 30 points. That's the only way he could win this series. And DeAndre Ayton is looking nice out there. Chris Paul, that closeout game that he had against Pelicans, my man went 14 for 14 from the field, did not miss a shot. Devin Booker,
an X factor.
Devin Booker is getting his legs back. I don't know if I don't think they got the horses for it. And I would love to be wrong. I love Luka. Like, to me, out of all the teams available, Luka, John Morant, Giannis, those are the 3. If my team can't make it, those are the 3 I would love to see win the championship. Jason Tatum, I don't know. I can't cheer for Boston. Giannis would be my other guy. So, like, I don't know, man. I would love Luka to do it, but I don't think he got the horses in it. And I think I saw him limping the other day again. That Achilles and that back, because he's gonna have to carry that team on his back, is gonna start hurting, because Phoenix they're the number 1 seed by a mile for a reason. So I got to give it to them. I say that one goes 6, because Luka gonna get you a game with a shot or 2 in this series. But I say I got Phoenix at 6 on that one.
Yeah, I say the same thing too. I think Dallas will sneak 1 or 2 in there on them, but I say Phoenix in 6. It's going to be exciting, man. I really love the playoffs so far. 2 series are kind of like but we definitely have 2 electrifying ones in the Bucks and Celtics and Golden State and Memphis.
Well, we don't know if Luka and Phoenix will be in. Luka had 45 in game 1, so he's not going to make it end. It's going to be if the other guys can come play with him. Philly and Miami, that's more for me at least.
All right, let's go talk some baseball real quick before we wrap up the show, because I love me some baseball.
Take the floor, bro. This is your time to shine, bro. You can talk.
It's a good year to be a New York fan, man. We did a great draft. Both New York teams had a great draft.
Can I just say, remember 6 weeks ago, I was like, yo, the state of New York sports right now has been terrible. The Knicks suck, the Brooklyn Nets suck, the Jets suck, the Giants suck. And then in baseball, the Mets underperform and the Yankees underperform. Now, the floor is yours.
Hey, man, if you're from New York, you got to be happy. The Mets are doing great, and the Yankees, they're on pace to oh my God. 11 games in a row. We're trying to sweep Toronto tonight, which would be great. That would be my cherry on top.
Middle of the 6, 2-1.
And I'm gonna give you some LA people some love too, man. LA, you guys are on top 2 in your divisions too. So
Cali and San Francisco doing well too.
Yeah, all LA teams.
Padres doing well. Angels doing well.
But both LA teams are leading their division. So it's crazy to see that, because I wasn't high on the Yankees this year. I thought they actually got worse and digressed, but we're having players step up that I've never thought would do. Our bullpen looks great, and there's no household names in there outside of, Chapman and Green, maybe Loaizaga, but even Loaizaga is having a bad season. But these guys, King, Schmidt, they're putting on a show, and I'm loving it. And then the bats are alive, man. Aaron Judge has just turned the switch on, and it's what's he's had? He's had like 4 home runs in the last 2 games, man. So this guy's just getting it done. He's second in home runs, and I'm loving it with 9. I mean, I don't want to just stick on the Yankees. Obviously, I'm a happy Yankee fan, and I love it. I want to see they have the best record in baseball, 18-6. Can't be mad at it, man. They're definitely proving me wrong right now. I just want the momentum to keep going.
Yeah.
Still think we need some pieces, but I think we expected this from the Dodgers. The Dodgers have the best, arguably, team constructed out of all of baseball. The Angels, Nick Cullen, we talked about this the other night. They always do this to you, but now I feel like, yes, this is their year. They're real.
And Trout is back, and I'm sad I didn't keep him.
And I want them to be real because I want to see Mike Trout in the postseason. I don't think he's ever been in the postseason. I think he's been maybe once.
Yeah, bro. I think he's only been once. I think I looked it up a year ago. He's only been once.
Yeah, it's not good when you have the best player in baseball not making it, and it's a generational talent.
That's baseball is the only sport where the best player in the sport may not even make it to any postseasons. It's such a weird thing.
Imagine not seeing Griffey in like playoff baseball. That would be insane not to see Ken Griffey Jr. in playoff baseball. That would not make any sense to me. Or Derek Jeter there. Like, it wouldn't make any sense to see things like that. So it's good to see that. It's good to see the Mets. The Mets obviously went out and paid a lot of money.
It's not good to see the Mets doing anything, okay?
I know as a Philly fan, you're not. And Philly, it's heartbreaking to see that. We know what needs to be fixed. We keep talking about that. I watched the game the other night where you played the Mets, and I thought Girardi was very, very dumb for pulling the pitcher and bringing in Alvarado. As soon as I heard commentating say Alvarado's been lights out this year, he got torched.
Jinxed.
Had no reason walking Pete Alonso to load the bases.
Yeah, bro. I turned off the game because I was watching a movie and I had the game on my phone. As soon as I saw that, I was eating my Chipotle, which sucked that night, by the way. I was eating my Chipotle. I saw that intentional. I was like, I threw my phone.
Yeah, that was a dumb move because that's a panic situation now.
Yeah.
And I don't
huge
think
panic situation.
I don't think Philadelphia has a guy that's lights out like that just yet. And Alvarado gave up, they said 55 walks last year, so that's a lot. But the Mets paid a lot of money to put together this team. You got Scherzer, you got Marte. Obviously Lindor is producing like the way Lindor should be producing. So it's good to see the Mets rolling again. I know not for you, but I mean, New York and LA, I'm loving it, man. And then there's so many good players around the league right now. It's just crazy. The one team I want to stick on is Seattle, man. Seattle they may be, I think it's their second or third right now in their division, but
they're third, 12 and 13.
Logan Gilbert,
love him,
loving it. He's a number 1 prospect for them for a reason.
I had him last year in fantasy.
And Julio Rodriguez, like,
love him. He's coming along, boy. He's coming along. Leading the league in stolen bases. The batting average is going up every day.
Home run the other night. Diving catch while blowing bubble gum.
I was like, that's my dog.
He's going to be the next marketable guy.
Bobby Witt coming up too.
JP Crawford, the shortstop's finally turning on.
He's JP Crawford.
I
got him in fantasy, bro. The last 2 years, I've noticed the Mariners, they put shit together. They just played in a division where the Angels are there. The Astros have been there for the last few years. Oakland normally has been a lot better. It's hard in that division. Texas used to be a lot better. Like, it's hard to be good in that division. So,
Texas got better.
It's going to keep getting better too.
But yeah, people were talking about the Mariners last year. I was like, I don't see it. But now
I like them.
I'm sitting there and analyzing it, like. Ty France, I'm sorry. Like,
Ty France, love him last year. You know what? The teams that I low key kind of like root for are the Mariners and the Blue Jays. Like, the Blue Jays is the same thing. They have a lot of talent on that baseball team. The same thing with the Mariners. They just have to find a way to hone it all in and overcome their division that they're in. I mean, unfortunately, you play in the division that you're playing, so they just got to find ways to overcome that.
The problem with the Mariners, in my opinion, is like they have so much, and like, who gets the more playing time? Because now you've got what's that outfielder's name? Kyle Lewis is coming back from injury. And when he gets back, where's he going to play? And he had like a good year 2 years ago. He was like a standout player for them. But now you got Winker, you've got Julio Rodriguez, you've got that guy Jared Kenneth, whatever his Polish name is, whatever. Like, and then you got another outfielder. Like, there's a lot of guys that can contribute, and you got to find ways to get these guys on the field. And I hope that doesn't bite them in the ass that they don't roll the right lineups out there. But they could be a sneaky one in that division. They could leapfrog the Angels, I think, or the Astros. So Astros
because they played well towards the end of last year as well. Like they started coming on a lot more stronger in the end of the season last year. Just missed it.
They're young and fun. Young and fun, and you gotta like that. Same thing with the Blue Jays. So I hope go home tonight with their tail between their legs. So fuck them. But
who's young and fun? Somehow the Tampa Bay Rays have a winning record. And as the resident Tampa Bay Rays fan on this show, I watched damn near all their games because it's always on Bally Sports. That team, believe it or not, that team somehow is only 9 runs behind the Yankees in total run. They have 109 runs scored this year. The Yankees have 118. Like they hit. There's and it's Wander Franco, it's Margot, it's G-Man Choi was hitting like 400 for the first 3 weeks of the year. Oh, they got fun players. They got the pitching is sucking for them right now. The pitching is definitely letting them down. They've given up 101 runs like that. And I told my girl, like, look, the Rays they gonna hit, but the pitching might be what lets them down. And McClanahan starting to look a lot better. He's starting to get together. But they need help. They definitely need help on that pitching side. But as the resident Rays fan, they're in the mix still. They're gonna be in the mix because you know what I think is gonna happen? They're gonna get Joe Adele.
That could be a thing. That could be a thing. I also think if they want Joe Adele, they're gonna have to give up a king's ransom for them. So they're gonna have to unload one of their big name players to get him.
They sent them down. His value just dropped a little bit.
Yeah, but he's still got that name. Joe Adele is no slouch. He hit a grand slam a couple nights ago.
Yeah, he did. I know. And I left him on the bench. That's why I lost to you.
Yeah, it just sucks because Brandon Marsh is also just as good. And who's their outfield? Trout, Marsh, and Ward.
Yeah.
Ward's a flash in the pan. I'm not worried about Ward. That guy's gonna come back down to earth. He's always has. So Adele could easily be there, and they could have a young outfield. And Ward's an infielder at that too. So I don't know. Anyways, I love baseball. I love everything that's happening with it. You know, the AL East is still dominant. The Rays are no slouch. The Orioles are slowly getting better. It sucks for John Means with Tommy John surgery. Yeah. Your division is definitely tough. The Braves aren't the Braves anymore. Freddie Freeman is definitely the cornerstone for that.
Dog, for real. I'm watching him play for the Dodgers now. I'm like, these idiots. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
I don't get that at all. But who's the other team I was going to say? Oh, the Brewers. The Brewers are freaking. They're great.
Listen, it was weird during in the off season when there were moves that they were making. I'm like, how did they get them? But like Correa and them. But I had a feeling they're gonna surprise somebody. They're gonna sneak up the rear. They're not a big name like that. The Twins are. I mean, being from the Midwest, the Twins were a big name for me because everybody around me was a big name because that's what we used to see all the time. But I mean, they doing.
The Twins look good too. Correa's bat's gonna come alive. They're for average hitters for the most part. They have a
decent championship mentality there.
Yeah, Brewers, dude, they're 16-8 too, man. They're alive as well. And a team I gotta give love to, who, you know, your front office and ownership changes, is the Miami Marlins, man. I love me some Jazz, man. Jazz is exciting.
Yeah, he's dope.
Jazz is exciting, and Pablo Lopez is having a good year pitching too.
That team pitches pretty well. They
got Alcantara. They got Sixto Sanchez, who's just waiting in the looms to come back healthy. They could be a scary team to face. Jesus Luzardo as well.
I wouldn't call them scary, but they're a solid team. Scary.
If
The Mets are scary.
If their bats come, dude, Jesus Sanchez was always said that he was going to be something good, and he's playing like it finally. And Jazz is like,
he's excited. He'll be good in the Phillies uniform.
he will.
Or Real Buto.
You know how we say like baseball just doesn't have that swag or anything like that? Like Jazz brings it.
Tim Anderson started bringing it, and then Jazz is taking it. I mean, he come up with the chains, the hair, and everything. All right, this guy's cool. His name is Jazz.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like sauce.
I love it, man. I'm happy where baseball is now. The only issue is I don't know, like, do you see the guy the other day that got thrown out of it? It was a college game it was a minor league game that he.
I was going to ask you, what they're going to adapt his pitch clock. And if that, I don't want to see that shit happening. Like, seriously, that's outlandish. And we posted it inside of our story on our Instagram page. They've tried it out in the minor league game. It only saves 15 to 20 minutes in the game. That's not enough for me to like somebody to get an automatic ball or whatever it is, for something like 5-10 seconds or some shit. Like that to me is a little excessive. Like I can understand if it's outlandish, but you know how like in the NFL they'll pull out a rule and in the preseason they call it every single time they see it, and then they kind of dumb it down as the season starts. If it does happen, I don't want to see that because to me it's just. I don't know. It was just weird to see. I'm like, bro, can y'all chill out?
The batter took a huge hack at it and had to get himself up.
Yeah, bro.
Himself getting his stance, and then they called him for a strike, and he struck out. Like, come on, man. Like, really? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. And if that's going to be an adopted rule, I'm not for that because it's gonna happen.
Because we talk about all the time. The MLB is trying to get fans however they can get them. So if to them they could take 20 minutes off the clock, they will do whatever it takes. They're trying to get people like Ohtani and Mike Trout to be marketable. They're gonna do whatever it takes for that to happen.
I guess I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that. I thought that was stupid, and
I think it's dumb. Yeah, I think it's dumb. But
I do love the universal DH though. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But I'm also not opposed to having the pitcher back too, because I love the old game of baseball. That's why you want to be in the NL as opposed to the AL. So
funny enough, I think runs are down this year.
Yeah, I think
even
so
with
too.
the universal DH.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see how this collective bargaining happened and everything that was agreed upon. And I'm glad another year of the universal DH. I think it's great. I think you get to see teams that have loaded rosters of players that just can't play, and you get to see budding stars become out of them too. So
that's what we're doing. Alec Bohm is a dog.
Alec Bohm is your number one prospect, one of your number one prospects.
He's a dog.
He just
we're seeing it.
He just can't throw to first, and that sucks because he's a good player. He's obviously a good player. But I mean, Schwarber has to come alive for you.
Schwarber's been great for us. To me, every big time play that we ever make it's Kyle Schwarber with the double, Kyle Schwarber with the homer, Kyle Schwarber with and he's been coming in very clutch. We just need to pitch better. Period. I was talking about you guys have 118 runs. We have 110. we have 110 runs, and we give it up 104. It's bad. Like right now, Zach Wheeler is pitching a beautiful game. It's 0-0 though, because we don't have no bat support. Like when we actually pitch well, we can't get no damn runs. I don't know, man. It's annoying. It's annoying.
We'll see what happens, but I'm loving it as a Yankee fan. I think it's great. I'd love to see Yankees Dodgers, but I'm counting my chickens before they hatch there. So we'll see what happens, man. All right, let's go ahead. Let's wrap up the show. Our fun segment. We have, because of the ejections in the last two games between the Warriors and the Grizzlies, so-called dirty plays. We're going to give you our top 5 dirtiest players that we think, on our list. So want me to go first?
Take it away, bro. Take it away.
All right. So I'll start with football first. I'm going to go Albert Hainsworth for my first.
That's a good one.
because I'll never forget when he stepped on that man's head with his cleat.
Yeah, that was bad, bro. All 380 pounds of him.
Yeah, that was bad. I wanted to put Dominic Sue on there, but I feel like even though he is a dirty player, he's like a gentle giant at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put for my next player on. I'm gonna put Cortland Finnegan. I think that dude. Every time I watch him,
no, go ahead.
I just think he was just under everybody's skin, super annoying. I hated his hair.
Is that dirty though?
No, I don't think it is. But I can remember the Andre Johnson moment with the ripping off of
that. He got his ass whooped.
Got his ass whooped. You fuck with the wrong one that day.
Hey,
but I can just
the wrong one.
I just can remember numerous plays of him just dirty, cheap shots, swinging at someone. Like, that was just a DB I could not stand watching play the game. But, he fucked with the wrong one that day. All right, I'm going to go basketball. There's a whole bunch here, but I remember the only one that I can remember in my lifetime that used to bother me every time I would play, because I wanted to put Draymond on here because Draymond is a dirty player. I don't care what anybody says. I love me Draymond Green.
I think he's a loud player. I didn't even put him on my list. I think he's a loud player. Necessarily dirty. He's edgy. I call him edgy.
He's not on my list. He's not on my list.
Yeah.
I said I wanted to put him on it.
Yeah.
Because he shoots too many shots and his legs go up and he tries to kick.
He's edgy.
And I've seen edgy. He's very edgy. But Bruce Bowen definitely made my list of that player. I've seen Bruce Bowen take out some knees. I've seen Bruce Bowen take out some legs, kick some people, all of that. So Bruce Bowen, you're going in there for the NBA for me. And then my two baseball players, because I'm a baseball fan, I'm going to start out with your team, Mr. Chase Utley, man. Mr. Chase Utley is probably...
The cleats is coming in, bro.
Yeah, coming in hot every time.
Coming in hot.
So Chase Utley to me was just dirty as all can be, man.
That guy, World Series of being dirty. I love it.
Yeah, and great baseball player, very dirty player. And then the number one for me, I remember as a kid, and I remember I think I actually watched that game with the Brewers, is Albert Bell. Albert Bell is probably, and he's a head case too. No offense to the guy. I hope all is well with him, but like everyone said the guy was crazy. And it showed on the base.
Play a little psycho.
Yeah, so Albert Bell would probably take the cake for me on all of it. So those are my top five.
So number five, not necessarily in order, but I'm just gonna start from number five. Was the bad boy? I would just put the whole bad boy Pistons on the list.
That was another one.
Bill Laimbeer was a that dude was disgustingly dirty. Dennis Rodman was dirty. Joe Dumars was dirty. Isaiah Thomas was dirty. They had Jordan dying on the floor. Jordan had to go get a mental health check and go in the gym, and he had to get strong to play against the bad boy Pistons. So that's a dirty ass team. And then you fast forward to the 04 bad boy Pistons. Ben Wallace was throwing them. Elbows was coming with Ben Wallace. Rasheed Wallace was crazy. Tayshaun Prince was pretty damn dirty himself. Chauncey Billups, kind of like Chris Paul, kind of just test you out a little bit. And then Richard Hamilton, apparently he used to scratch a lot. Reggie Miller said he used to scratch him a lot. So, and Ray Allen said the same thing. So the bad boy Pistons in general, dirty team. Number four, Ron Artest. You said Bruce Bowen, I said Ron Artest. You remember that elbow he threw to James Harden, I think it was, when he was playing with Houston? And then he incited a whole brawl to happen. That's why Detroit is on their period. A whole brawl with the stadium happened in Detroit, Michigan on the Bad Boy Pistons 2 and Ron Artest's watch. Plain and simple, okay? Plain and simple. Ron Artest was a dirty player. And kind
I want to put him on there too.
Talk about crazy. No offense to him, but he's a little crazy. He's medicated crazy. So when he's off his meds, that's not somebody who you want to mess with. You know what I'm saying? So Ron Artest.
Peace.
I got this was a funny one. I got Tanya Harding, the ice skater, because she had Nancy Kerrigan.
You know what's funny? I watched that movie last night.
Exactly. But she had Nancy Kerrigan's knees effed up, bro. Come on, bro. That's a dirty ass player. She was that jealous of this girl that she said, "Yo, she paid somebody to go break her knees." That's some gangster ass mob shit, bro. What the hell is that? So I got Tanya Harding. I also have Bill Romanowski, played in the NFL. That dude has spit in faces, broken eye sockets, got sued for $415,000 settlement because he broke someone's eye socket. He has $445,000 in fines on illegal hits.
And still gets movie deals.
So Romanowski was terrible. Same as Burfict, who tried to kill everybody. Headshots and knee shots everywhere. But my number one most dirty athlete of all time, he bit a man's ear off in the middle of a boxing ring. Mike freaking Tyson bit a man's ear off, and I don't care about anything else. He bit a man's ear clear off of his head in the middle of a damn fight in the boxing ring. That's the dirtiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Mike Tyson takes the cake. I don't want to get punched, Mike Tyson. I'm sorry, but that's some dirty ass shit. I mean, that's disgusting, dirty ass shit. So Mike Tyson is definitely the dirtiest athlete of all time. I could say Tiger Woods because he slept with like 500 women, or Ric Flair, he slept with 2,000 women, but that's not dirty.
Woo. Woo. Oh man, Mike, you take the cake. All right, so that's the show for this week. You know where to find us. You can go on Twitter at @fair_weather_pod, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just search the Fair Weather Podcast, and wherever you subscribe to podcasts, you can catch the audio there. Words of wisdom. Listen.
Don't be afraid to talk to somebody about your mental health. Major key, especially if you're a man. Don't feel like you're too tough to get your mental checked. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody. It's not your fault. Trust me. It's a chemical imbalance. It's nothing to do with you. So
I agree with you 100%.
That's my words of wisdom of the week.
Every Wednesday I go before this show, and I haven't missed a day since August. So
I need to find me somebody I like that I could like vibe with, kind of like so. But yeah, definitely, especially you men, definitely don't be afraid to talk to somebody about your mental health. That is my K's wisdom of the week.
Yankees, let's make it 12. New York Jets, I love your draft. That's all I got for you.
Zach Wheeler, let's get your team some runs. And Miami, leave us alone, bro. We suck. I get it. Who else? That's it. Oh, shout out to Howie Roseman, Masterclass. We out.
Peace.